What's up, y'all? What's up? Welcome to the Pugilistic Linguistic Show. I am your host, Michael Foster, the voice of reason in an increasingly unreasonable world. This is a 2-for-1 special today. I was gonna hold this one back, but I'm feeling it today, so I'm gonna go ahead and get it off my chest. Before we get started, like I say every week, tell your friends, tell your Romans, tell your countrymen about this podcast. Get it out to the masses. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're notified when new episodes are dropped. Get it out to the people. It's 2026. I want to blow this thing up. So, so I got to get this one off my chest. And it's political. So go on, get your pacifier if you can't handle it. But I am. So you see what your orange leader is doing in the world today. Basically starting the underpinnings of World War III, the ICE mess, them murdering 2 Minnesotans, rounding up parents, separating them from their children, holding them in detention camps, camping out at schools, trying to catch somebody, like a gotcha moment. And that's not counting the Roe v. Wade reversal or just the general grifting of America. Going to Venezuela, kidnapping their leader. And that might have been necessary. I don't know, but you just can't walk into somebody's country and steal their leader because you want to control their oil. And just trying to annex Greenland, just stupid shit. And now you get all these voters who are remorseful because of their vote. But see, the thing is, they're only remorseful because the stuff that the orange man promised that would happen to the next man is happening to them now. I didn't know the lepers would eat my face. I thought the leopard would just eat their faces. Even though they voted for the lepers who eat faces party. It's what we do. We eat faces. But now they're highly questionable remorse is triggering something in this country. First of all, America is the laughing stock of the world. First of all, our allies don't want to mess with us because we've aligned ourselves, one, with a pedophile, racist bigot who ain't got good sense. But also, we've aligned ourselves as a country with the biggest bullies out there, which is Israel. I don't care what side of the fence you reside on. in that Middle Eastern conflict, you cannot objectively say that Israel ain't a bunch of bullies. And they're only bullies because they're backed by the United States. They know, and I believe that Netanyahu's got something on Trump. I also believe that Putin has something on Trump. That's why he kowtows so much. Go find a picture of Obama meeting Putin for the first time. First of all, Putin is like 5'2". Okay? Obama's like 6'3", and Obama is looking at Putin like, I slap shit out you right now. Go find that picture. And Putin knows that black man slapped shit out me right now. I need to be right. He doesn't have that my mentality when it comes to Trump, because he got something on him. Trump was allegedly a money launderer for the Russians in the 90s. Have you not forgotten? Come on, y'all. But anyway, go back to what I was saying. This remorse from the people who voted for the lepers who eat faces party. Now they want to come over to the right side and fight. But wait a minute. Y'all were, especially the Latinos, which I'm not going to claim to know the inner workings of the Latino population, but it took a Latino to say this. A lot of Latinos are self-hating, and they want to be white very badly. They want to fit in. They want to assimilate. And to that end, they voted for Trump thinking that we're getting the good graces of white people. And the thing about it is this. The vast majority of the world are black and brown and Asian. People who came from the European continent make up less than 10% of the world's population. They're a majority here, but worldwide, they're less than 10% of the world's population. So I need to understand something. What is white pride? Just what is it? Because you all didn't come from the same spot. Some of y'all came from Ireland or England or France or Luxembourg or whatever. You all are shaded the same way, but you all have disparate backgrounds. But when you get here, you sit together and call it white pride. But what is it? If I say black pride, that's definable. People who come from the African diaspora, whose ancestors many times over came from the African continent. That's black pride. That's black folk. Asian pride are people who come from Asia. They all share something coming from that spot. Latino pride, people from Central America and South America, whatever. They all share something. Now, if you said you got French pride or Irish pride, okay, I can respect that. That speaks to a heritage. But y'all get here and then we all white folk and we have to stick together. So we're going to vote for the man that want to get rid of all the brown and black folk. Because we want to get rid of them too. We're losing the country. Well, first of all, you can't lose something you stole. Anybody? Trail of Tears, anybody? You can't come to some place where people are already living and be like, this my shit now. No. You stole this land from the Native, I don't even want to call them Native Americans, just from the natives. The people who were living here, the indigenous people. But because you come here like, this my shit now, that ain't how this works. But anyway, back to what I was talking about. So now these people who regret their votes want to come fight for the right side. And they expect us all to sing Kumbaya and welcome them with open arms. Nah, fuck that. You can come over. You can fight. You can be on the right side of history. But we are not going to let you forget that you are the reason that we in this mess in the first place. I don't care how it makes you feel. You shouldn't have done it. And you knew you shouldn't have done it. But you wanted cheaper eggs. You wanted, you didn't want the black woman in office. Let's just keep it a buck. And you found every excuse in the book to justify you voting for a bigoted pedophile. And as a quick aside, you notice the orange man sues everybody for the smallest things. But you notice he's not suing anybody for calling him a pedophile. Why? Because in order to win that case, you have to prove that you aren't. And discovery and depositions would destroy him. It strikes me like a assistant principal in school who harasses the good kids and watches the bad kids do their thing, act like they didn't see it. He acting like he ain't see it because he know that's a no-win. But you voted for this guy who you knew. Let's assume that you didn't even know about his pedophilia or the fact that he is a serial assaulter. Let's forget about that for a second. You all are the same people who criticized Bill Clinton for being a philanderer. When real talk, the only person that truly needs to matter about that is Hillary. If she cool with it, we cool with it. That's their business. But since that became such a huge thing and became the criteria for which we judge presidents, Donald Trump cheated on wife number 1 with wife number 2. Cheated on wife number 2 with wife number 3. Then cheated on wife number 3 with a porn star. And all of that was known before you voted for him in 2016. So if Bill Clinton gets crucified for being a philanderer, how do you hold your nose and justify voting for that man in 2016? Because he struck a nerve with you. You're hateful and shattered and all that, and you found a kindred spirit. You didn't want to do better because in order to do better, you got to look at yourself. So you're going to vote for the man just as cracked as you are and ride with him till the world blow up. I'm not going to say any names, but obviously my child is black. Obviously. There are some people on her opposite side family who are huge Trump supporters. I'm not going to say who, not going to name names. But you got to understand that puts the whole family dynamic in a weird spot because they are openly Trump supporters and he can do no wrong. And they drank the Fox News Kool-Aid, all while forgetting or not caring or whatever that they have a black granddaughter. All while forgetting that they have a black girl as a family member. Who you voted for a man who removed her reproductive rights because you ain't gonna have no abortions. Consequently, nobody can have them for any reason under the sun. Let them die. We don't care. That's what you basically are saying. We don't care if our female family member has an unwanted pregnancy that might take her life. We care more about the baby than we do her. See, a lot of these people they claim to be pro-life. They claim to be pro-life, but what they really are is pro-birth. Because if you're truly pro-life, meaning pro all of life, then you should be for welfare to help that child grow, a WIC or food stamps or anything that helps that child become a productive or just an adult, damn productive, just an adult. If you're truly pro-life, then you should be pro all of life, not just when they're born. We don't give a damn about them after that. Because the vast majority of pro-life people don't give a damn about a child after they're born. That might sound unfair, but look at how they vote. Look at what they support. I'm pro-choice. Pro-choice does not mean pro-AB. It means I'm pro none of my damn business. That means I'm pro, it's your body, you decide what you want to do with it. Now, if you want to use it as a form of birth control, you got to answer for that. But those rare instances should not disqualify everybody from having reproductive choice. Just because there are some people who cheated food stamps don't mean nobody deserves it. But you found a kindred spirit in somebody whose humanity was cracked enough and it resonated with you and your cracked humanity. Because I've long said voting for Trump was not a difference in politics, it's a difference in humanity. Now, these so-called Trump supporters are now not even saying who they voted for. I'm not going to tell you. The fact that you can't tell me lets me know who you voted for. And all the scorn and disdain that comes with it. You did this. I saw a video that said a guy was like, I was told before the election if I voted for Kamala Harris, we'd be in wars and affordability. I couldn't afford anything and, the world would go to shit. And he said, that's exactly what happened. I voted for Kamala Harris and we're in wars and we can't afford anything and the world is going to shit. It's exactly what happened. So no, we're not going to extend our arms and open you with welcome arms and sing kumbaya with you and you not because now you want to come over to the right side because you've been burned by somebody who lied to you from day one and you believed his lies. And the kicker is lying for him is a known. It's an expectation. Ain't nothing drove me crazier than when those people that I was speaking about, the family members, would say on one breath, he's a straight shooter. He tells it like it is. But then they bend over backwards and say, well, he didn't mean what he said. When I point something out to him, you can't have it both ways. Either he's a straight shooter and he means what he says, or he's a liar that you can't take at face value. One or the other. It can't be both. And now you run the risk of alienating a black daughter, a black child in your family, because she's old enough to realize that y'all full of shit. So no, I'm not interested in a kumbaya session. No, I'm not interested in healing for the sake of the country. Man, piss on that. I'm interested in letting you know at every opportunity that you are the reason why we're in the mess that we're in. And you're going to have to suck it up and deal with it. I just saw a video a few seconds ago. A lady was over in Northern Ireland on vacation. And she walked into a pub, and I guess they had the news on in the pub. So the bartender was like, she starts, well, first of all, the lady starts talking, and the bartender was like, are you American? She says, yes. He said, who do you vote for? Now, I'm sure the fact that the news was on and the issues that are going on in the world is first and foremost on his mind. Who'd you vote for? Oh, well, I don't want to talk about that. I come over here to get away from that. I don't know why that's a big deal. We know who the hell you voted for. You can't sidestep this. She didn't want to say it because she didn't want to be held accountable. She didn't want to be held accountable for the shit that the guy that she voted for is pulling. She didn't want to be called out for it. I talked about in the previous thing about accountability. Nobody's above criticism. And yes, normally, you vote for who you vote for. If you had voted for Mitt Romney versus Obama, I wouldn't have been mad at you. I wouldn't agree with you, but I wouldn't have been mad at you. If you had voted for McCain over Obama, okay, cool. You had voted for Dole over Clinton, okay, cool. Or Gore over Bush, okay, fine. I may not have agreed with them cats, majority of them, but I didn't think fundamentally they were incapable of doing the job. Trump fundamentally is incapable of doing the job. As a matter of fact, you putting the world in danger because you're a bigot, he's a bigot, and you found a kindred spirit. You're a farmer in the middle of bumfuck Nebraska, and your entire workforce are brown folk who aren't here, and I don't want to say legally because no human is illegal, but who is undocumented. Your entire workforce who harvest your crops and do your fields or whatever, they're undocumented brown folk. You knew this. And you voted for the man who said, I'm going to get rid of all the undocumented brown folk. And now you shocked because you can't get no work done on your farm. You're an idiot. You actively voted against your interests. Why? Because you hated the same people he hated, even though the people that you hated were the reason why you made money. And don't let farmers fool you. They ain't broke. Land is not cheap. So if they got acres upon acres upon acres, they got money. But that dude got you to vote against your own interests and get rid of your workforce. And now you want a handout. The same handout you were against when it's a single mother of 3 trying to make ends meet. Now you want a handout. Where are all these white folk that wanted all these jobs that these undocumented brown folk have been taking? Where are they at? They should be the first ones to run to that field and pick that cotton. They should be the first ones to run to that field to harvest that lettuce. Or whatever else is being grown at. They should be the first ones. I mean, they were mad that these undocumented brown folk were taking American jobs, right? So now that the undocumented brown folk have left, you all should be falling over yourselves to take them jobs, right? I mean, you weren't lying about that, were you? No, you couldn't have been. And now these farmers regret their vote. Too damn bad. I hope you get everything you deserve. I read somewhere, and I don't know if it's still the case, but I read somewhere that the state of Nebraska will be bankrupt in 2 quarters. This was last year sometime when I read that. I certainly hope Nebraska goes under. They deserve it. And anybody else that voted for that idiot deserves all the scorn and disdain and anything else we can come up with. You deserve it. And no, we're not going to sing Kumbaya and welcome you into the fold. We'll welcome you in, but we're going to let you know you the reason why there is a fold in the first place. You're the reason why we're protesting. You are the reason why. And it goes back to, like I said in the previous episode, we all in this together. The problem is far too many Americans are selfish. And it's me, 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 me. If it doesn't affect me, I don't care about it. Who the hell cares about a young black woman in the inner city with 2 kids? I don't give a damn about her. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I'm going to vote against your interests. All while not realizing that you're voting against your own interests. Karma is a boomerang. And the thing about it is, when it comes to bite you in the ass, we don't care. Good for you. I hope it bites you some more. You voted for the man who reversed Roe versus Wade. I hope you have a person in your family that has an unwanted pregnancy or one that could potentially jeopardize the life of your family member. Then you'll understand. She needs life-saving surgery that she can't get in her state. Good for her. Yeah, that sounds cold, but I really don't care. Because you did this. Karma is a boomerang. All right. I'm done ranting. Let me pack up my soapbox for the day. We all in this together. It's time for y'all to start giving a damn about somebody else. It's time for y'all to start giving a damn about people that ain't in your circle. We all in this together. Be like ants. You ever looked at an ant colony? Them little dudes is working. And they work together. Ain't no big I's and little U's. They're ants. They work and build and do everything together. We can learn a thing or two about some ants. We can learn a thing or two from some ants, I should say. We all in this together. We are daisy chained together. I mean, there is a concept called my brother's keeper. You evangelicals who love to talk about the Bible, am I my brother's keeper? You forgot about that part. Y'all probably don't even read the Bible. But anyway, that's a different rabbit hole. Do better. Move better. I mean, I swear, y'all just shitty. And you want to be absolved of your horrible decisions. Not gonna happen. All right, I'm gonna go on here and get on down now. Like I've said before, like, share, subscribe, send this out to the masses. I don't know if I'll ever blow up just because I'm not politically correct. But there's a time and place for political correctness, and right now ain't the time. But in the meantime, until we meet again, like I say all the time, take care of yourself, because you all you got. All right? Peace.